Chie said, until they capture Gumi or any of these real terrorists that have been actually terrorizing people, buying them, and causing all kinds of atrocities, then they can convict him of terrorism. Absolutely, absolutely. This is crazy. Let me just allow you to hear the final judgment one more time, and I will wrap it up. Take a listen.
Extend the mercy. I hereby order that the sentence shall run concurrently. And due to the nature of the offenses that borders on terrorism and the attitude, violent nature of the defendants that I have taken judicial notice. The last adjourned date, he was so unruly and expressed violence, even was about to beat the security officers here. This morning, he repeated same. Although I'm not really persuaded, but I must temper justice with mercy. The court is moved by chapter 23, verse 23 of Matthew, in the book of Matthew, to the fact that who unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, for you pay tithes of meats and anise and cumin, and has omitted the weightier matter of the law, judgment, mercy, and faith. This you ought to have done, particularly, and must notice the words in Matthew 23 and verse 23, the word mercy. Our Lord himself is merciful. No matter what we do, is a merciful God. It is on that note that the court will follow this above admonition of Jesus Christ in the above passage and show mercy to the convicts. In addition, the death penalty globally is now being frowned upon by the international community. Consequently, and in the interest of justice, I hereby sentence the convicts to life imprisonment for the said counts 1, 4, 5, and 6 instead of death sentence. Life is sacred to God. With respect to count 3, he is hereby sentenced to 20 years imprisonment without no option or fine. For count 7, he is sentenced to 5 years imprisonment without no option or fine. To extend the mercy, I hereby order that the sentence shall run concurrently. And due to the nature of the offenses that borders on terrorism and the attitude, violent nature of the defendants that I have taken judicial notice. The last adjourned date, he was so unruly and expressed violence, even was about to beat the security officers here. This morning, he repeated same. Although I'm not really persuaded, but I must temper justice with mercy. The court is moved by chapter 23, verse 23 of Matthew, in the book of Matthew, to the fact that who unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, for you pay tithes of meats and anise and cumin, and has omitted the weightier matter of the law, judgment, mercy, and faith. This ought you ought to have done, particularly, and must notice the words in Matthew 23 and verse 23, the word mercy. Our Lord himself is merciful. No matter what we do, he is a merciful God. It is on that note that the court will follow this above admonition of Jesus Christ in the above passage and show mercy to the convicts. In addition, the death penalty globally is now being frowned upon by the international community. Consequently, and in the interest of justice, I hereby sentence the convicts to life imprisonment for the said counts 1, 4, 5, and 6 instead of death sentence. Life is sacred to God. With respect to count 3, he is hereby sentenced to 20 years imprisonment without no option or fine. For count 7, he is sentenced to 5 years imprisonment without no option or fine.
You are watching Political Roundtable with UB. Like, subscribe, and leave your thoughts in the comments.
Useless black people. You don't know what justice means? You have no idea what justice means. You don't know what justice means. Useless black African people. You don't know what justice. Your constitution says you cannot try anybody unless the law is written. Show me the written law. Show me the written law. I want to know the written law. Talk to me now. Show me the written law. Are you okay? Don't go close. Don't try that rubbish. Don't try it. Don't try it. Don't try that rubbish. Don't try that rubbish. Useless people. You don't know law. You don't know law. Your own constitution you don't respect. Supreme Court judgment you don't respect. Then why are we in the court of law? Why are we in the court of law, I ask? Nonsense. You think Britain can ask you to jail me and you jail me? You are dreaming. You are dreaming. I'm telling you that you are dreaming. Nonsense. Don't touch me. Don't touch me. I said don't touch me. Don't. Mad people. You don't know law. Show me where it says you can work my right corner. Show me the law. Show me the law. Show me the law. You don't know law. They are remoting you. You are writing rubbish. Show me the law. One address. You say you go. I didn't get your job for them. God will punish you. Now and forever. Criminals. Any judgment, let it be on record. Any judgment in this court is rubbish. Ask him where is the law. Ask him what to show. Where is the law? Where is the law? Which law says you can try me and unwritten law? Show me you cannot show me and you're a judge. You claim you're a judge. You don't know law. You don't know law. Nonsense. Where is the final written address? Where is it? Which law gave you the right to go to a final written address? Which law gave you that right? Nonsense. And you go take and try this. And you want to try this and you try with it. You want to try to do this. You tell you what's this one doing here? What are you doing here? What are you doing here? What are you doing here, Master? What are you doing here? Don't touch me, don't push me. I'm going, don't touch me. I'm warning you, don't touch me. I'm warning you, don't touch me. Don't touch me. Don't touch me. I said, don't touch me. Don't. smart people. You don't know law. Show me where it says you can hold my right hand. Show me the law. Show me the law. Show me the law. You don't know law. There's nothing new. You're writing rubbish. Show me the law. Unaddressed affidavit. You say I think their job for them.
Allegedly shot dead by hoodlums suspected to be IPOB/ECN members on 30th October 2021 at about 7 hours along Airport Road, Owerri. Picture of lifeless man seen, body of disease buried, information. The above medical reports, duly signed by the medical practitioner, clearly states the immediate cause of the death of Ahmed Gulak and links him to the defendants as leader of IPOB and ECN. The action of the defendants cannot be excused under any circumstances. The declaration of a sit at home without any constitutional power, especially the accompanied by the threat, is a terrorist act. The defendants did not present any evidence to rebut this case, the case of the prosecution. Consequently, he admits the evidence as presented by the prosecution. The prosecution has successfully proved count 2 beyond reasonable doubt. Consequently, the defendant is hereby convicted of count 2. With respect to count 3, the defendant is charged with professing to be a member and leader of indigenous people of Biafra IPOB, a proscribed organization in which thereby committing an offense contrary to and punishable under Section 16 of the Terrorism Prevention Act 2013. Section 16 of the Terrorism and Prevention Amendment Act provides, and I quote, "Any person who is a member or professes to be a member of terrorist group commits an offense and is liable on conviction to imprisonment for a time not less than 21 years. The ingredients of the offense from the above provisions are: 1. The defendant must be a person. The defendant must be a member or professes to be a member of a terrorist group. 3. The terrorist group must have been proscribed as at the time the defendant's claim or professes membership of such group. As earlier established, defendant is a human being. There is no doubt about that. With respect to second ingredients, prosecution has led evidence showing that the defendant was not just a member, but he was the leader of a terrorist organization known as Indigenous People of Biafra. Indeed, in the broadcast of 16th May 2021, as contained in Exhibit PWW, the defendant, in the beginning of the clip, stated this, and I quote, "My name is Nnamdi Kanu. I am the leader of Indigenous People of Biafra and director of Radio Biafra, Biafra Television. I will remain a loyal servant of the people," unquote. He further stated around 51 minutes mark into the video, "If God is on our side, which I know he is, the army of Nigeria will die in Biafra land. Everybody will die. I will be the one leading it. By God's grace, everything called Nigeria will perish in Biafra land. The world must be prepared for what is to come," unquote. In several other broadcasts, the defendant admitted being the leader of indigenous people of Biafra. There is no fact before this court showing that the defendant is not member and in fact leader of the said group. The defendant from the evidence before this court also possessed power to order the coordinator of IPOB in a broadcast dated 11th May 2021 in Exhibit PWW. The defendant, while commenting on the meeting of Southern governors held in Asaba, stated around 35 minutes to the exhibits, while played, and I quote, "Concerning the lockdown announced yesterday, I urge all people of Biafra and all those in Biafra land to disobey the lockdown order given by Zoological Republic of Nigeria. The reason is because they want to use the dead of the night to move their fighters into our forest, because we have defeated their foot soldiers. Mighty Allah, we must resist this stupid lockdown, and it will not hold in Biafra. I am calling on all the coordinators, deputy coordinator of ESN, and IPOB not to sleep in their houses today, but to look for somewhere else to stay. Because now we are in the trenches. Now you will know what is freedom fighting for. It is not comfortable. It is not rosy. Do not sleep at home. Do not sleep at home. Change your phone and even your phone itself. The defendants no doubt belong to the group and belong to the professing to be a member. He is a leader of the group with the influence of commanding the coordinators of the group. Not only IPOB, but even Eastern Security Network, which is the armed wing of IPOB. In a broadcast of 12th December 2020, the defendant made an announcement in inaugurating the military.
How long will this evil keep going? Though everywhere in Nigeria, people are dying. Terrorists are killing people. The Nnamdi Kanu kill anyone? The answer is no. So what is he doing in detention? It's an act of evil. Attack against Nnamdi Kanu is attack against the Igbos and innocent people of this country. What Nnamdi Kanu is facing is persecution and prosecution. He has said this repeatedly. You cannot try a man without a written law. He has only simply asked the judge and the prosecution to provide him with that section of the law that says you can try him. You cannot try a man under a repealed law. That would not work. It looks as if there is a grand conspiracy to jail man. How can you jail a man who has done nothing? How can you jail a man that you don't have any evidence to present before the court? It's a conspiracy. It looks as if there is a war between Igbos and Yorubas. Bear in mind that this very problem was inherited by President Nnamdi Kanu. They shouldn't make us look as if we're unapproachable. I reserve so many things, but the days in which to come by will determine the exact direction we have to follow. But I want to make this clear to each and every one of you. Nnamdi Kanu is not a terrorist, and they have done nothing to prove that he's a terrorist. Since 2016, this case began. From pillar to post, this same very situation was what killed my parents. In 2017, they could not survive the trauma of Operation Attendance. What is he asking for? Justice and equity. That's what he stands for. It's not against anybody in particular. Nnamdi Kanu has come to court today to make it clear to the court that he has told the judge that he has no constitutional power to try him. I've been issued the court lacks conviction. Even from the Supreme Court, they made a mess of this case by remitting the same case back to Federal High Court. That is called double jeopardy law. You cannot try a man who has been discharged and still refer that same case back to back to Federal High Court. What for? If they had brought in new charges, perhaps we understand.
But how would you explain the outburst in court?
It's a natural thing to happen because a motor show is not willing to listen. He's not willing to obey the Constitution. He's not willing to obey the Supreme Court orders. So what is Nnamdi Kanu doing in court in the first place?
But you and I know that Justice Omotosho has given Nnamdi Kanu several periods to open his defense. And today he's opening his defense.
No, he did not. He came today for ruling. And let me make this clear to you. By cross-examining those witnesses, he came to court his defense. So Nnamdi Kanu should be allowed to go for his final written address. And the very judge does not want to allow him to do that. In the interest of fairness, he should allow him to do so. He said he's proceeding to go and rule. That's what he said today.
But the judge said that in other proceedings that happened before, Nnamdi Kanu said the same thing. He was someone lawyer. And he's still saying the same thing. That is the ruling of the judge.
But Muslim has the final right for his ruling. Is that correct?
But this I don't want to be confrontational. Yeah. But this same issue has been raised in the past.
And when you have the issue in front of law, what do you do? What do you do? They phrase the issue the way they want to phrase it. If they are to go back by the constitution of this country, Nnamdi Kanu wouldn't even be in jail in the first place. That you need to understand. I think you and I have followed this case from the beginning up until now. Tell me one single evidence to convict Nnamdi Kanu. Everything is based on hearsay. Nnamdi Kanu made a broadcast in London, which was monitored in Nigeria. Specific place they cannot identify it. Then they moved from that charge and said he made broadcasts somewhere around the world. Where is it in the world which was monitored in Nigeria? They couldn't establish that. Now, a few days ago, the prosecution came back and said, oh, you made a broadcast in Nigeria. Where is it made exactly? He must have to tell the court. But they are unable to provide all these informations because they don't have any. Also bear in mind that the witnesses they showcase in court, they are missionaries. They are missionaries. And that is why we have filed for perjury today at the medical college. They will say, so for how long will this evil keep going? Go everywhere in Nigeria, people are dying. Terrorists are killing people. Did Nnamdi Kanu kill anyone? The answer is no. So what is he doing in detention? It's an act of evil. Attack against Nnamdi Kanu is an attack against the Igbos and innocent people of this country. Those who believe in fairness and equity should rise up now, not tomorrow. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Just heard from the brother of Nnamdi Kanu, that's the person of Nnamdi
I mean, anybody in Nnamdi Kanu's shoes will have that outpost.
Come on, your mic, I do
Of course he is. I mean, what else can he do? What else can he say? If he is not allowed to exercise his fundamental human right, what else? You try to protest in the best way or in any way you can. I mean, I've witnessed these proceedings on 2 occasions, and I am so disappointed. And in fact, Nigeria should arrive because I think we are at war with the judiciary. Not just Nnamdi Kanu's case. If you look at the judgments and counter judgments of the judiciary, I mean, it's alarming. It's destroying this country. Remember.
But let me put it. John is saying that some of these issues that Nnamdi Kanu has been raised in the past and has been addressed. The judge is saying that Nnamdi Kanu was given ample time to defend, which is declined severally. That is the position of the judge. What do you make of this?
Now, the point is that not that he declined. He opened his defense by cross-examining the witnesses. But what he's saying is that he has nothing to defend because even the law at which they are trying him does not exist. That they are trying him on a repealed law. So there's nothing to defend there. Not that, I mean, in cases where he has to do something in terms of defending himself, like cross-examining the witnesses, he did. But when you now ask somebody to defend something that does not exist, he will tell you that there is nothing to defend there. I think that is the message Nnamdi Kanu is trying to pass. The point is that for the judiciary, they felt they have a right as a judge because the final say lies on the table of the judge. So you can say whatever you like. That's what is happening now. And that is what we've been witnessing in this country for some time now. Okay, the judges are abusing their rights. The judiciary is abusing the law itself. You can't make a law and go against your law. Now, you use one judgment for a particular person and use another. You are messing the judicial system. So that's what Nnamdi Kanu is protected because it's like he is helpless. So the only thing he can, what he's saying, allow me move my final address. That it is his right. That's the outburst. Because when they say there's an outburst, what is the outburst? The outburst is that allow me, it is my fundamental human right. It is my fundamental human right that I move my final address. That is the outburst. And the judge is saying no. Now, what Nnamdi Kanu is trying to say is that the fact that you are a judge does not give you the right to go against the law that puts you there. The judges, even though you are a judge and in any court you sit, you have the final say. But something gave you the power to have that final say. You cannot go against the law that gave you the power to sit in a court and pass judgment. So that's the outpost. That's what Nnamdi Kanu is challenging right now.
Is this a tribal issue? Because Kanu's brother is saying the Yorubas are against the Igbo. Are you supporting?
Exactly. In fact, I made mention it in court. It's like the Yoruba nation and the Igbo nation are at war with each other. If you look at what is happening, you look at a government that will engage terrorists, the original terrorists that have killed before, and they say that they are now repentant. I mean, terrorists that will come out in broad daylight and claim responsibility for deaths. And they say they have forgiven them. Now, to worsen the whole thing, they say they have rehabilitated them and poured them into the Nigerian military. And how can the insecurity stop? Now, Nnamdi Kanu, go and listen to all the broadcasts of Nnamdi Kanu from 2014 till now. Everything that young man said is happening now. It's like they have a pre-information of what is going to happen, and they were just giving it out. Now, what is the charges, the terrorism charges that are carrying out against Nnamdi Kanu? Kanu told people, number one, during the NSAS, when the militaries were shooting at people at a toll gate, he said, defend yourself. He is not the first person that has said something like that. So the terrorism, he is a terrorist because he said, people, if the militaries are shooting at you, find a way and defend yourself and kill them too. That is the basis of the terrorism. Now, but people that have carried out terrorism, killed, okay, like the general that was killed, somebody have taken responsibility. IPOP have never taken responsibility for any crime. In fact, what they keep saying is that we are not responsible. Nigerian security, do your job. In fact, they went as far as, in order to blackmail IPOP, did you know that the federal government engaged a Muslim jihadist in the person of our Kibo to go and guide Southeast? Did you know that the federal they broke a jail in Imo State, carried all the criminals, handed them over to our Kibo? He recruited them and poured them in Imo State. Did you know that the Bubago outfit is the outfit that the federal government used to carry out jihad in Imo State? And now what they were doing is that when they caged the media in Imo State, because when I confronted the media, why don't you report what is happening? They said they are caged, that they will only wait until the police release their report. It is based on the police report that they will write their own report. They caged it. They will perpetrate this act. The next thing you will hear is IPOP. Now, who are these IPOP? You say IPOP. IPOP say it is not us. Why don't you take time and investigate? It never happened. Do you know that in the East today, if anybody killed, they don't carry out investigation? So all they did is to do that to set Nnamdi Kanu up to kill him. Let me tell you, Nnamdi Kanu is the only one man after Otuku that Igbos are rallying around, have seen as a leader. So they don't want that to happen. And well, we don't know what they plan to do, but we are watching. We know what they want to do.
Thank you so much. Your name, ma?
My name is Lolo Nneka Chimeze. I'm the president of Igbo Women Assembly.
Thank you.
On the Uncle Benno show, everything feels right. From the streets to the world, we talk real talk. Vibes on the beat make the whole place rock. Happy hour flow with smiles non-stop. Sip and chill with you be the energy on top. You be stories dropping them every day. Wisdom for life, the African way. From the grind to the glory, hear what we say. Tune in now, don't hang out with you be. It's a vibe tonight. Hey, laugh and learn, we shining bright. Oh yeah, you be stories, life lessons type. On the Uncle Benno show, everything feels right. Join the sister circle. Oh, what a scene. CC Inca, honey baby, and I be so clean. Talk love, talk life, talk dream supreme. Empowerment vibes like a royal queen team. I'm all at Sunday school when the beat gets low. A moment of reflection, let the spirit flow. Men of God speaking wisdom, you should know. Faith and vibes on the Uncle Benno show. Hang out with you, be. Come catch that light. Oh yeah, you be stories, keep your heart so bright. Yeah. Join the sister circle, feel that fire. Oh yeah, Sunday school for your soul so right. You be nation, we rise together. Love and vibe forever. Uncle Benno show. Yeah, we outside.